Hello everyone, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Previously, we finished looking around in Jeff Master's room, and now we're in Delicia's room. She has made a fairy tale castle out of cream. And there's some tarps stored inside, the same kind of tarp that was, draped over the corpse's body. And oh yeah, also inside was one Manfred von Karma, here to be the prosecutor in this case. Boy, this game's pulling out all the stops, isn't it? We got Tyrell Bad, Gregory Edgeworth, and Manfred von Karma in the same case. It's wild. So, let's finish examining the room. Did we talk to Tyrell yet? What? Yeah, we did. And Raymond. The sickly sweet smell of cream. Yes, this truly is a fairy tale world. And yet, here in this sugary sweet room, there was one with such a sour face. He doesn't belong in this room. Yeah, that seemed familiar. We already saw that. Right, we never talked to Delicia, that's it. But first, this guy. I don't think we talked to him. Don't turn around. Don't turn around. If you do, you're gonna eat that castle. This forensics officer seems to be on a diet. God bless that man. Now then, Delicia. Huh? Miss Delicious, you don't seem as energetic as you were earlier. Delicia, can I just ask, did something happen with Von Karma? Yes-see, nothing of the sort. But you just said yes-see. Ha ha ha, that yes-see just now was only a greeting. You're a cute boy, I like you. What's your first name? It's Raymond, but... Well, Ray, I think you'll make a good man of yourself someday. Ray? Oh god, what sort of sick, twisted nickname is she gonna give Gregory? How about that? I think you have a way with British ladies. She's a little different from my image of a lady. Why don't we listen to what she has to say? This is weird. Present. Attorney's badge. Why? What's that? This badge is proof that I'm a defense attorney. Why? I'll show you mine too. This chef's hat is proof that I'm a pastry chef. Is that so? But aren't those sold in stores? Hey, it's not the hat that's important. It's the spirit you wear with the hat that matters. That's fair. So then, wouldn't that mean just about anyone can become a pastry chef? Yeah? Absolutely. You just look up a pastry recipe online and cook it. That's what you do. Could you tell me about your actions during the contest? Yes-see, we began making desserts for the contest around 10 o'clock. Basically, I was in here making my desserts the whole time. At 1:30, I joined the afternoon tea for about an hour or so. Afternoon tea? It's a social occasion where a conversation is had over black tea and cakes. So it's pretty much a tea party. Well, I suppose. Oh, Greggy, you're a smart boy, aren't you? Well, that's the nickname, Greggy. When did I become Greggy? Where was the afternoon tea held? It took place in the gardens, outside of the fountain patio. Oh. Perhaps they could see through a window into Dover's room? It's our customary break time during the contest. It's always held at the same time. Today, there were just 3 of us who took part. Jeffy, Katie, and me. Since Jeffy had already finished his creations, he was there from beginning to end. Icy and Gusty didn't join in because they hadn't finished their desserts yet. So everyone other than Mr. Dover and Mr. Gustavia participated. Yes, actually I hadn't finished my dessert yet either. I just wanted to try some of Jeffy's handmade pastries and Katie's fresh brewed tea. So, after I had eaten my fill, I returned before everyone else. During the contest, did you enter any of the other contestants' rooms? What are you saying? Oh, that is suspicious. We found your fingerprints on the desserts at the crime scene. You found them? Are you admitting that you went to the scene of the murder? I admit it, but I'm not the murderer. It's the honest truth, please hear me out. Start talking. What were you doing in Mr. Master's room? The truth is, I was studying his desserts. Studying? Because Jeffy's so talented at making sweets. Well, nobody was in his room at the time, so I just decided to study his works for a bit. And so she laid her fingers on everything, huh? But if you were just looking, you wouldn't have left your fingerprints behind. Yes, see, it's natural that I left fingerprints on the desserts. For the sake of research, I ate some of his desserts. Huh? Isn't that like stealing food? It couldn't be. The one who wrecked Mr. Master's room was. Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't my intention to vandalize the room, but I did eat a few parts of the desserts in his room. I secretly ate little bits and pieces so Jeffy wouldn't find out. So, did you eat the ship stand as well? Yes, see, I did. The chocolate ship broke because of you. I'm sorry. So, the reason she left the afternoon tea early was to preserve her appetite. But you've got to believe me on this. I'm not the murderer. Her actions are sufficiently suspicious, but I won't press on it yet. Well, leave her to her shame. Let's have a look around. Here are all the tools used to make desserts. Everything from a bucket of fresh cream to a brush and a trowel. Looks more like a construction worker's tools. Hey now, boys, don't sweet mate the work of a pastry chef. It's completely different from construction work, where they cover the walls with cement. We use the trowel to smear the cream and the brush to clean any uneven parts. How is that different from construction work? He has a point. There's a burner and some chemicals over here. They were probably used to make desserts. What are these chemicals? The writing on the labels say number 1, Punch-Out, and number 9, Sufferin. Are they poisons? No, they are both used to make desserts. Seems to be artificial flavoring and coloring. Punch-Out is a catchy name for a fruit punch essence. Ugh, very misleading. What bothers me is that Sufferin stands for. Yeah, I want to know that. There's a cover on the wall, just like in Mr. Master's room. Let's open it up. The room temperature is 68 degrees Fahrenheit, and the lights are set to green. Gustavia said that 50 degrees Fahrenheit is the ideal temperature for fresh cream. This room's temperature is too high. This is intriguing. Yeah. Looks like my observation that Raymond said the room felt like a good temperature was on the money. It's a cute candy fairy sitting on a tree stump. The cream decorations are melting. The fairy seems to be well made, but something feels slightly off. And on the other side? Same thing. I want to say that picture's called an amphora? I feel like that's a thing. Well, I do believe it's time for some logic. I'm gonna think a good thunk. Okay? Ooh. Let's start with something easy. The hexagon goes in the hexagon hole. The rock's pedestal has a similar shape to the recesses on the castle's pillars. Perhaps the rock is meant to be placed on top of the pillars. Oh, that's right! They're both hexagonal! I wonder why they were hidden inside the castle, though. Maybe they just weren't finished. The blue cloth and the rocks inside the castle. I wonder if they belong to Delicia. Delicia, those things in the castle, what are they used for?
Oh, those? I'm afraid I can't tell you.
Looks like Von Karma is keeping her silent.
Eve, I've been found out. He'll get mad at me if I talk.
Prosecutor Von Karma doesn't intend on being upfront with his information. Oh, it's such a shame. We finally figured out where the rocks are supposed to go.
Could it be that you're interested in my goods?
Huh? Your goods?
Those are my popular relaxation goods.
Oh. Marijuana? Are they edibles? Huh? You mean the rocks and the cloth?
Yes, see, that's right. You see, they're not actually rocks, but special lamps made from rock salt.
Wow, so those are lamps.
It gets even more exciting. Because this cloth also has an amazing secret.
As soon as we showed interest in her goods, she became quite talkative. You know what I just realized? Do you think Gregory's going to engage in logic chess? Like maybe we went against Delicia by flattering her.
Since we've got them out, come experience the therapy, boys. Gather round and lick the rock. Batty, could you put everything up?
It's not baddie, it's bad.
So you won't do it? Is Batty being a bad boy?
Labby, are you done photographing this room?
Yes, sir, I am.
Then go help Delicia.
Yes, sir, I'm on it. Oh, thanks. I knew you were a good boy underneath, Batty.
It's delicious. That was amazing. You even persuaded Detective Bad.
Thanks a lot, Batty, and you too, Forensies.
She even gave the forensics a nickname. I think that's her way of showing she cares. What's so therapeutic about these things anyway?
We don't have time for that now, Batty. The show's about to begin. Forensies, finishing touches, please.
Yes, ma'am. Huh. Some of the cloths glow purple. Actually, they all glow in various colors. Wow, it's so beautiful! It really is. I wish my son could see this.
Oi, I told you so, right? The 4 fairies and the curious candy castle was the theme of my work. It's so sparkly and cute, right?
It seems like one of them is missing something. Huh? Oh, there's no tarp over the right, the second ferry from the right.
The truth is, I had planned to unveil it during the contest. Well, I'm glad I got to show it to you boys.
Huh? But it doesn't look like the rock salt lamps are lighting up.
Huh? I wonder why.
I think I'll need to examine the rocks and the fairies again. Unlike the other fairies, this one doesn't have a fluorescent cloth. Miss Delicious, it's not right to leave one out.
I don't like it either. But one fluorescent cloth and a machine has gone missing.
You've lost a cloth and a machine. What sort of machine is it?
Oi, let me tell ya. Each piece of fluorescent cloth is hooked up to one of these machines. The machine is called a rainbow light device.
Oh, it can project any color.
Light is sent through the cable and into the cloth, which is made of optic fibers. Just fiddle around with the settings a bit and it will turn into all sorts of colors. When it glows red, it's like a raging inferno. And when it glows blue, you can almost feel the glittering cool ice. It's powered by a long-lasting battery that's resistant to changes in the temperature.
I'm not very familiar with these kinds of devices. Mr. Edgeworth, she's saying it's a machine that transmits light to a special cloth. I see. It's amazing what they come up with these days. So, one rainbow light device and one fluorescent cloth are missing.
Yes, see, that's right. Wherever could they be?
This fluorescent cloth, could it be related to the case? Yes. Oh man, there's gonna be some sort of deception with these cloths at some point. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Oh, well, found our murder weapon. The castle door is adorned with a beautiful cloth. I think this was the cloth that was in the castle. Entranceways are usually beautiful, or always beautiful. That's what a detective thinks. Yes, after Detective Bad's shoes have trampled all over it. But this is no time for snide remarks. Wait, that's not bad. I got a bit frazzled because I was like, wait, didn't I click on this? But no, I need to go more to the left. It looks like both the lamps and the pillars are broken. Both of their light bulbs are broken. Maybe they were dropped on the floor. There's some sort of red stain on this lamp surface. The stain? Could it be? That smell. There's no mistaking it. It's bloodstain. Huh? That's a bloodstain. Why is there bloodstain on this lamp? I wonder if this has something to do with the lamp bulb being broken. I should also take a look at the other lamp here. Now they're both broken. Why is this one broken? So this is where Delicia originally intended to put the lamps. I don't get why she put them in the castle. Since they're broken and don't light up, maybe she decided to put them out of the way. If she wanted them out of the way, there are many other places to store them. It's like that old saying, hide the salt in the sugar bag. I think the saying goes, hide a tree in the forest. If Delicia intended to use these lamps as decorations during the contest, it creates a contradiction with that piece of evidence. I need to deduce the contradiction at the scene. Huh? Well, let's set that aside for now. Do some logic. So the victim is beaten to death with a blunt object. And there's a blood-stained blunt object right here. There is evidence that the victim was beaten to death with a blunt object. What's more, there is a blood stain on one of the broken rock salt lamps. Could this lamp have been the murder weapon? There's really something to be said how the Edgeworth family's unique special skill is realizing that yes, a hexagon shape goes in a hexagon hole, and also a blunt object correlates to the blunt object death. Wow, such brilliant logic. Oh my god. Incredible minds. Once in a generation. You're right. It could have been used as a weapon. Labby, is the blood analysis on this rock salt lamp finished? Yes, sir. It finished just a few moments ago. The bloodstain on that lamp belonged to the victim. You heard what he said. The murder weapon was hidden in Delicia's room. We need to consider her as one of the suspects as well. Anyway. There is definitely correlation here. The temperature is too high here, and the desserts are melting. Yes, Gregory, high temperatures do make things melt. Very good. The reason the fresh cream is so fragile is due to the temperature in this room. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Oh, what is this? So my shoes got creamed because the room temperature is set at 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Speaking of which... when you opened the castle door, the doorknob didn't break. Yeah, it was stronger than I thought. Strong? A dessert? Detective Bad, could you have a closer look at that doorknob? Huh? This is... It would seem this doorknob isn't a dessert. And it's not just the doorknob. This castle and the fairies are just plastic molds coated in fresh cream. Huh? Then this isn't a dessert piece at all. It would seem they're just fake desserts covered in fresh cream. Huh. Well, I think we can put one more bit of logic together then. Delicia's a fraud. So maybe she went to look at the master's works to test if he was real too. Huh? Oh. Okay, well maybe that's too much of a leap in logic then. I gotta stick with hexagon shape goes in hexagon hole. God. Interesting. Okay, we ask Delicia about this. Not yet. Though maybe we can talk to her about other stuff. About the cloth.
Oi, looks like this caught your eye. The way this cloth works. Oh, I wonder if it's okay for me to tell you about it.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I can't talk about this cloth.
What? That was strange. I wonder if Von Karma told her to stay quiet about it. have to coax it out of her later.
Oh, that thing you've got there is rather cute, Greggy.
The bloodstained murder weapon is cute? Huh?
But the color is rather unappealing.
Then why would you use it in your display?
Now, if I were to coat it with fresh cream...
Stop it. Well, time to deduce a contradiction. Or do we deduce the missing cloth here? One rainbow light device and one fluorescent cloth have gone missing. Could there be some connection to the case? Well, we can't deduce there. Yeah, this is the only nook and cranny bit. Right here. Let me hear that dialogue again. Put them out of the way. If she wanted them out of the way, there are many other places to store them. It's like that old... yeah, hide the salt. Delicia intended to use these lamps as decorations during the contest. It creates a contradiction with that piece of evidence. Huh? Uh-oh. Is there anything about the crime scene notes? The gears in my head are turning. Very slowly, but they're turning. Oh, any decorations not made from desserts are prohibited. Well, I guess since they're fake, do we contradict with the door?
Eureka!
Detective Bad, look at this. Don't you think it's strange? I think what's strange is your deduction. Ugh. Ugh. If your brain isn't working right, then it's due to the lack of sugar. I'll sell you one of my lollipops for $2. That sounds a tad high. Yeah, this is like the mid 20th century something? Or late 20th, I guess. Wait, I should have read that last thing. That might have been... oh. That might have been helpful if I read that. I didn't read it. Uh-oh. Something here contradicts something. I didn't examine it closer. Oh, there might be a clue here. Ah, a vivid bloodstain was left behind. Can't believe the murder weapon came from inside the candy castle. Raymond, if it's too difficult, you don't have to look at it. I'm fine. I'm going to become a lawyer after all. Heh, I see. You have a promising future. This rock salt lamp has a hexagonal base. The recess in the pillars must have been made to match this shape. After all, they fit the pillars in the candy castle perfectly. Uh-oh. No real new clues. Though I do appreciate the detailing on this. I like this texture work. It's very nice. I like the shading. Love the oranges. Oh god, I feel like a dumbass. I don't think the HQ or PH, Pierre Hoquet signet is relevant to anything here, so we can rule that out. Jeff's teapot, well, Master's fingerprints are on it. Oh, he must have used this during the tea party. Delicia left finger marks on the chocolate frame. Could that be it? Did we point out, hey, there's no finger marks on the chocolate door even though it's been handled? But no, we've already been over that. The temperature... Wait. No, there should... Well, I mean, I think that's the same thing as trying to say that it's not made of sweets. Is there something in the crime scene notes? The blue cloth... I mean, it's not a contradiction, but we could point out that there's a fluorescent cloth on him. No, it's not a contradiction. We need to find a contradiction. Okay, I'm gonna try the chocolate door with the chocolate frame. That's my best guess.
Eureka!
Okay, we can at least read the final sentence again. Brain isn't working right. This like sugar. That sounds a tad high. Is there no evidence of a contradiction with the castle decorations? Do we go for the cloth?
Eureka!
No. I don't get it. Is it the salt lamps then? What possibly contradicts the salt lamps? Is it that they're not desserts? I mean, salt licks aren't a dessert item. Okay, I'm gonna try that. And if it doesn't work, I'm checking a guide, because then I'll be flat out of ideas.
Eureka!
Oh! Well, I'm glad I got it. Wow. Yeah, that took me a bit. Detective Bad, please read the contest leaflet. Any decorations not made from desserts are prohibited. Huh. These rock salt lamps and the fluorescent cloths go against the rules. I didn't even think about the cloth. Oh, no wonder they were hidden. So, maybe that's why they were hidden in the castle? I wonder about that. I think we should investigate further into Delicia's actions. Now then, let's have a nice old chat. 100%? Or did we get a new logic? Hold on. Aha! Delicia broke the rules because of the fake dessert. Oh my god! Using decorations that were against the rules and making fake desserts. A lot of Delicia's actions seem suspicious. Yeah, doesn't seem like she's aiming to be the world's greatest pastry chef. Also, the temperature of this room is way too high. Is there a reason for that? I wonder. I think we should ask Delicia directly. The room temperature. Keep our cards close to our chest. Delicia, why is the room temperature set to 68 degrees Fahrenheit?
The cold doesn't agree with me. Plus, it's bad for the body. This figure doesn't just maintain itself, you know. Naturally, as a lady, I want to look young forever.
I wonder how old Miss Delicious really is. Raymond, a true gentleman never asks a woman her age. This room is mainly filled with cream. And 50 degrees Fahrenheit is the recommended temperature for preserving fresh cream.
What? Really? Now it's all gone to waste.
Wow. She's a complete fraud. She didn't even know that. Huh. She's a fraud. Completely. She really did just stick that hat on herself and call herself a pastry chef. How did she even get into this contest? What? I thought she was supposed to be a first-class pastry chef. The fake desserts and the rule violations. And now her lack of basic knowledge. Ooh, I just realized what I'm gonna call this video. Fake it till you bake it. Yeah, I know you don't bake cream, but her name's Scones. She bakes scones. It works. Looks like she keeps many secrets. Well, let's present. Or do we use that logic we just found? Oh. Not willing to confront the truth just yet. Time to think a thunk. Delicia's knowledge in the art of dessert making is lacking in fundamental areas. And she claims she went into Mr. Master's room in order to study his desserts. These actions and ideas are not fitting of someone's aiming to be the world's greatest pastry chef. Yeah, they don't sound like the words of a pro. It's like she doesn't even realize it, or maybe she isn't a real pastry chef. Perhaps she had some other intention. It's possible that she didn't go into the room to study desserts. So then, are you saying Miss Delicious is the criminal? I like that no one's correcting him on her name. We can't say that for sure yet, but I know she's hiding something from us. Heal me. I've been healed. Yeah. That's enough. Investigating. We found much more than I expected. And yet, something from before still bothers me. Prosecutor Von Karma must have found the murder weapon in this room. So then, why did he let Delicia be? Firstly, I must ascertain Von Karma's true motives. Detective Bad, I would like to ask Prosecutor Von Karma something. I've also got business with him. And Delicia there too.
What's the idea, Batty? Don't glare at me like that.
It seems Detective Bad also has his doubts about Delicia and Von Karma. Delicia, would you come with us for a moment?
Yesy, that's fine. What for?
We have to find Von Karma. There are some things we need to talk about. Here I was thinking we would have a one-on-one with Delicia, but maybe we're gonna have mental chess against Von Karma. Oh god. Von Karma's mind is like a steel trap. How do you possibly... That's gonna be interesting. Santa Claus. Ho ho ho. That was... kind of just came out of me. Prosecutor Von Karma, we need to talk about the case. Tisk, tisk, tisk. From the look on your face, I assume you found the murder weapon. Yes. We discovered the murder weapon in Delicia's room. It would seem Mr. Master isn't the only suspect in this case. Bah, that's not true. Where the murder weapon was found does not change the fact that Master is the culprit. As long as I am here. Why is Von Karma so sure of himself? Well then, aren't you going to explain? Why the murder weapon was in Delicia's room? Naturally. If you wish to know, I'll tell you. Here we go. In order to pin the crime on Delicia, Master used the rock salt lamp to kill the victim. He then deposited the murder weapon in Delicia's room. If he had left the murder weapon at the crime scene, Master would have been the one suspected. He couldn't move the body, and it was easy to move the murder weapon. Ergo, there would be no evidence pointing to a specific culprit at the crime scene. Whoa. Mr. Master took the rock salt lamp. Precisely. I carried out the investigation myself. There can be no room for doubt. Do you have evidence that he moved it? That will not be necessary. What? Tisk, tisk, tisk. If you have an objection, say it. Do you think a mere defense attorney can break my logic? Rebuttal. Man, this feels nice. Like, Manfred Von Karma did make an appearance in the previous Investigations game, but I don't think we ever cross-examined him. God, it feels good to be butting heads with him again. Just such a great character. One of the best, you know? Like, God, there's a lot of the older Ace Attorney games I have forgotten by now, but man, Manfred's case in the first Ace Attorney, that's gonna stay with me. That was so good. In order to pin the crime on Delicia, Master used the rock salt lamp to kill the victim. He took the rock salt lamp from Delicia's room. Exactly. In order to kill Dover, he had prepared the murder weapon beforehand. But the murder weapon was found in Delicia's room. Doesn't that place suspicion on Delicia too? I'm not finished. Master killed Dover. He then deposited the murder weapon in Delicia's room. So the murder weapon was the rock salt lamp hidden inside the candy castle. I discovered the murder weapon when I entered the castle. Be thankful, defense attorney, that you too came by this information. Why was it necessary for you to enter the castle? Oh, maybe he's interested in candy castles? Why, you Do you think I went in there because I wanted to? The detectives at the scene were useless, so I had to investigate myself. I wasn't in charge of the initial investigation. Detective Bad joined the investigation halfway through. Bah! A certain work ethic is required if you are to gain my trust. This is a flagrant waste of time. I'll continue. If he had left the murder weapon at the crime scene, Master would have been the one suspected. Wouldn't the body left behind in his room also be cause for suspicion? Moreover, I have a favorite saying. I'd like to share it with you. Even dogs can wait. Wait until I've finished. That's exactly what I'd like to say to you. He couldn't move the body, but it was easy to move the murder weapon. Are you saying that Mr. Master removed the murder weapon and hid the body in the chest? He believed that if he hid it inside his own work, it would not be discovered.
Eep, so savory.
Don't you mean so sorry? She shows no sign of remorse. He moved the murder weapon and left the body at the scene. Ergo, there would be no evidence pointing to a specific culprit at the crime scene. How can you conclude that Mr. Master is the killer without any evidence? Tisk, tisk, tisk. You think that will shake me? You disappoint me. As long as the body was found in Master's room, he's the prime suspect.
Objection!
Is there really no evidence pointing to anyone else at the crime scene? Surely there's room for further investigation.
Objection!
Insolent attorney. Another investigation is not necessary. Master must be the killer. If you think differently, cease these pointless words and speak with evidence. Think back to the crime scene. If Mr. Master isn't the killer, there must have been something there incriminating someone else. It seems Von Karma won't be shaken easily. I just have to present evidence that contradicts his reasoning. Is this the fingerprints, maybe? Deposited the murder weapon in Delicia's room. If he had left the murder weapon at the crime scene, Master would have been the one suspected. That's not true. The rock salt lamp was owned by Delicia, and there was a second one present in her room. If the killer really wanted to cast off an implication of himself, then they would leave evidence tying to the other contestant, Delicia. Oh. Wait, no. Oh, I nearly got it caught in the trap. No. Master's the one with the key. He has the master key. Only he could have entered the room. Okay, I'll put this train of thought on the bench for now. Let's look at other stuff. He couldn't move the body, but it was easy to move the murder weapon. I guess that's true. Ergo, there would be no evidence pointing to a specific culprit at the crime scene. No evidence pointing to a specific culprit at the crime scene. The fluorescent cloth. The body was draped in the cloth.
Objection!
Nailed it. It's true that the murder weapon and bloodstains disappeared from the vicinity. However, there was still one piece of incriminating evidence left behind. Have a look at this photograph, which was taken when the body was first discovered. This cloth was used to wrap the body. Doesn't it remind you of the fluorescent cloth from Delicia's room?
Eep! My fluorescent cloth was at the crime scene?
Huh. Fluorescent cloth. You, just what part of this cloth is fluorescent?
I guess Von Karma doesn't know about this cloth's secret.
It looks like a normal cloth at first glance, but if you use this rainbow light device, you can make it glow.
Prosecutor Von Karma seems a little surprised.
I don't think it was the cloth's ability to glow that surprised him. One sheet of this fluorescent cloth is currently unaccounted for. Now, I'd like you to look at the color of the cloth in this photo. Don't you think it looks like the color of the fluorescent cloth before it's been lit up? Both the rock salt lamp and the fluorescent cloth originally belonged to Delicia. Wouldn't it be natural to assume that this cloth was used to wrap the body? Prosecutor Von Karma, I believe the present conditions give us much reason to suspect Delicia. What did I just see? Did she catch that with her foot?
Hold it, Greggy! Do you really suspect me?
I don't yet know if you are the culprit, but it is true that you're hiding something, am I right?
That's...
So, you're saying that the murder weapon and the cloth were originally from Delicia's room?
Yes.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
What's so funny?
Just as I expected from you. The murder weapon and the cloth are not from her room. How unfortunate for you.
What does he mean?
Before the contest began, Master noticed her violation of the rules. He confiscated the cloth and the rock salt lamp and kept them in his room for safekeeping.
What?
The victim was not seen as he stayed locked up in his room after the contest had begun. The only one who could have unlocked the locked rooms was Jeff Master. And the murder weapon, the rock salt lamp, was being kept in Master's room. This should be the decisive evidence in proving Master's guilt. Defense Attorney. You've lost to me before you even had a chance to stand in court.
What's this? What? Was all our investigating for nothing? Miss Delicious, why didn't you tell us about your confiscated items? Well... Manny said I'd look suspicious if I did. Prosecutor Von Karma? And it's true, you all suspect me, don't you?
Tisk, tisk, tisk. How clumsy of you, defense attorney.
Von Karma. So that's why he let us investigate Delicia's room.
And in your clumsiness, there's one more thing I need to inform you of. 2 sets of fingerprints were found on the murder weapon.
2?
Yes, they belong to Jeff Master and Delicia Scones. No other fingerprints were found. After Master killed Dover with the confiscated rock salt lamp, he foolishly concealed the murder weapon, bearing his own fingerprints in its owner's room.
He said it. He said the word.
Tisk tisk. I don't even need to prove my case in court. I have more than enough perfect evidence to prove Master's guilt. Objection!
Hold it. I still have some doubts about the fluorescent cloth found in Mr. Master's room.
Bah, irrelevant. After disposing of the body, he intended to return it to Delicia's room.
I don't have enough information to refute Von Karma's reasoning.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Nothing left to say? If your job is done, leave this place.
That's... I can't give up yet.
We've wasted enough time as it is. Bad, take them away.
There are still some doubts left in our investigation. Detective Bad.
What's the meaning of this?
It's not my nature to leave any doubts behind. There is still one piece of evidence that has yet to be identified. That's right. There are still the traces someone left behind.
Bah! Talk about your doubts as much as you want later. But this, my dear attorney, is none of your business.
No, I also have some doubts about one piece of evidence. God, every time a character says One Piece in like any media, all I can think about is, well, One Piece, the manga with the funny pirate man. God, I love One Piece. It's my favorite thing in the world right now. It has been for years. Go read One Piece. It's good. Go read it. It's good. I love it. It's likely that I have the same doubts Detective Bad has.
What?
This is the piece of evidence left in Mr. Master's room that has yet to be identified. Somebody left gloved finger marks on one of Mr. Master's desserts. If these were the killer's finger marks, then it's possible that the killer also didn't leave any fingerprints on the murder weapon.
How did you know the state of the crime scene?
I gave them permission to investigate.
Bad. What possessed you to let a defense attorney into the crime scene?
I don't recall you telling me not to let them in.
Bah! Such impudence. You'd best remember, Bad. Your salary review depends on me. Gulp.
Well, he's actually frazzled. This isn't good for Bad. I'm so glad I have a kind boss like Mr. Edgeworth. Your salary review depends on how you perform here.
I'm surprised at what a mere attorney like you managed to uncover in such a short time. However, it's possible those finger marks are Master's own doing. Because he always wore gloves while cooking.
Do you have evidence that those finger marks were left by Master? And moreover, there are still a few points of suspicion surrounding Delicia.
Oh? You still haven't given up on that?
Greggy, you still suspect me? I've already apologized for stealing a few bites.
I don't want to suspect you. However, I can't easily trust those who tell lies. You must still be hiding something.
Oh, Greggy is a bully.
Don't you know the temperature fresh cream must be kept at? You call yourself a dessert chef, but you lack even the most basic knowledge.
I'm sorry for my lack of knowledge.
In your case, it's not even about the lack of knowledge. In truth, you don't even know how to make desserts, do you?
Defense attorney, stop trying to force your own reasoning. In a court of law, the evidence tells all. If you say the witness is lying, show it with evidence.
We're not in court yet, but very well. Man, that is rich coming from Manfred. This evidence shows that Delicia can't make desserts. That was easy. The only things Delicia made were those that broke the rules.
The lamp and cloth that broke the rules were being held in Master's room. There is no way the witness could have returned them to her room.
Objection!
Those were not the only fake desserts she made.
What?
Her desserts may look like something out of a fairy tale at first glance, but in reality they are nothing but mannequins, decorated with cream. Apart from the cream, they're all fake. This is not something one aiming to become the world's greatest pastry chef would do.
Is this true, Bad?
Yes, my shoes can attest to that. Will that be enough to convince Prosecutor Von Karma? Once he sees what Delicia has done, he'll have no choice but to be convinced. Delicia, the fact that your actions could lead you to being a suspect is no laughing matter.
I didn't murder.
Isn't it time you told us the whole truth? Who are you, and why were you indulging yourself in another contestant's work?
Yes, see, I understand.
Here we go.
The truth is, I'm not really a dessert chef like I led you to believe.
Well, I think that's gonna do it for now. Yeah, I'm glad I got stumped, but I was able to work my way through it. I think twice even. Yeah, I really don't want to rely on guides, you know? I really do truly try to think things through as much as possible. And I try to only check if I'm really, really stumped and I feel like I'm taking way too long to solve it, you know? Yeah, even though I did get stumped once or twice. Boy, there were some real easy bits of logic. It's like I kind of bewildered at how just easy that is. It's like at that point, why even bother with logic? Just whatever. It's water under the bridge now. Anyway, I'm really wondering what role Gustavia and Hall are going to play. They're two players in this that haven't really had a time in the spotlight just yet. I don't want to believe Delicia's the murderer. Honestly, at this point, I think I'd call it a hunch, but my number one suspect is Catherine Hall, aka Catering Hall, I guess is the pun. I don't know, I've played Ace Attorney enough that I feel like at this point I can kind of sense like the thoughts behind the intentions of the writers. I feel like Catherine being the real murderer is... I mean, it would be the most dramatic thing, you know? So, just like how I suspect the warden in the previous case for being the killer, just because that would be the most dramatic reveal, so too am I also guessing that Catherine is the murderer. I don't have any evidence whatsoever for that, but... something about the teapot, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I don't really have much else to say other than that. Boy, I'm having fun. Ace Attorney Investigations 2 is a good game. I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been the game I just said the name of. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you next time. So until then, please take care.